My presence is a present. Like
that sounds like me. I like that.
I'm a gift to all of my friends.
Yo.
Hello.
What's up, co-workers?
Hello, co-workers. How are you today?
I'm sleepy. I'm a little tired.
I'm very amped up today.
Dana is on a different level, right?
I'm on a different level because, like, I've had a very long 3 weeks, and
I've been absent from her for 3 weeks, so that's probably why she's just so excited. Getting the band back together. You feel me?
Making a band.
DNA.
Making a band.
Okay, but guys, today we are joined by guests, the one and only Dan, Team Dan Andre. He has a clothing line. He has a lot of other endeavors, and he's an accountant by day and a superstar by night. So
superstar.
Jesus. Yeah. We gotta lay it on thick. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
We're really glad to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So the way we start our episodes is with a icebreaker game, which today is going to be unpacked. Yeah, unpack that, because we recently did Spill It. So, we switched back to unpack that. So, I'm going to let Aaron read his card first.
Oh, you'll let me read. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I've been working really hard on my reading. What emotional aspects do you think that you lack? So, we're going to start with you, Dan. What emotional aspects do you think that you lack?
That's a good question.
Do you lack any?
I think we all do.
Sometimes it's just more so of the expressing of my emotions. Sometimes it gets tied into pride. Because a lot of times I don't like showing when I'm weak. I do not. As much as I like to express my vulnerability, I don't like to express my vulnerability because I feel like it's a way for people to attack you further down the road.
Damn, that sounds like trauma there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely.
I can relate. That's why, like, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
And I would say for me, that's definitely the case where I don't like showing vulnerability, because I've seen in different scenarios where friends have told either significant others or people that they trust about things that they went through, and they've held it against them.
I called it, if you don't mind me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I actually used this statement today. I called it holding you hostage emotionally. And I think that's kind of fucked up when people do that.
Where did you get that term from?
I was at work, and a lot of people tend to, like, not want to express themselves, because the moment that you express yourself, somebody's going to hold it against you.
Right.
And it's like, every time I have a moment with you or a problem with you, this is what you do. You're a crier. You're this. And it's like, I can't be emotional. I can't care. I can't be passionate. And
they create control, right? Because once they have that emotional control, then it's like they know what makes you tick, and they know what will set you off. And for me, I'd say over the past few years, I've worked on controlling my emotions and making sure I don't let certain people get me riled up that usually can do that. So I think once you can control your own emotions, like, that's a very strong place to be as a person.
I think I actually experience a little bit of the opposite, right? Because I'm so in control that I don't get a chance to just lash out. I don't get a chance to tell you how I really feel. Sometimes I need to say fuck you. Sometimes you need to get smacked in your face. Not trying to say, I'm dead serious. Not trying to say that I support violence or anything, but it's like people like to play in your face. And at some point in time, you got to let people know, like, I'm not somebody to fuck with.
Yeah.
But as a black man in America, one of the hardest things to do is to show that strength, because we're already naturally intimidated because of perception. So the moment that we actually want to act on that perception of being that brooding black man that you think I already am anyway, now you're the victim.
Now you're seen as aggressive and the attacker.
Yeah, so now it's like every time that I do finally get a chance to puff my chest, it's like, oh my God, like, nah, no, fuck that. Don't cower now. You the one that caused this.
Right.
And I think that's an emotional aspect that a lot of us lack, because I can't do that.
I would say for me, and to bring it to as a black woman, I don't necessarily like using that term, just because I feel like it's been oversaturated to a point where, like, there's certain groups, not everybody, they'll use that as an excuse for their behavior.
Yes.
But I would say for me, in just like a corporate setting, I tend not to speak up, especially with what's going on at my job right now. Like, shit is so crazy behind the scenes, but I just don't really want to speak on it too much. And like, it's to a point where we're having meetings and no one says anything. They'll be like, oh, does anyone have any questions? And it'll be a call with like 200 people worst. And no one says anything. And I have questions, but I'm like, let me wait until I get to a setting where it's just me and my manager, or like a smaller group where it's just me and my team, and then we can all voice our opinions. Because I don't want to be that one black woman on the call and they're like, oh, we knew she was going to say something, or like, we're waiting for her to say something. So yeah, I would say in just like a workspace, I tend not to really voice my opinions if it's like a bigger meeting that I'm on.
And that's another example of being held hostage emotionally, because you can't speak your
there's
truth.
Perception, right?
Yeah, because you know what happens the moment that you open your mouth. Now it's like, oh, there she goes again. There she goes.
Or like, we knew she was gonna say something because
like,
she's black.
But sometimes it's necessary because after a while it gets to a point that they visibly see you being frustrated. They visibly see you being concerned, and to think less about these other people around you that don't care about your opinion. But these higher ups are out here that are looking for answers for us.
But I don't think they possess social cues that they know how to properly assess certain types of talent.
Well, some don't. However, it's like at certain points, it's either fight or flight.
Yeah, what I would say though, just to bring it back to the work setting that I was in and the meeting that I was on literally today, I know a few of the higher ups where we have that personal relationship where we can like have separate conversations. So after the meeting with like 200 people, one of the higher ups called me separately and they were like, oh, Dana, I just wanted to commend you on your work, and just giving me that reassurance and that confidence in what I'm doing, and they see it.
Right.
So that to me was like, okay, so my work is like not going unnoticed. So I appreciated that. But okay, that got a little, emotional, passionate, right? Passionate. So I'm gonna read mine. It says, "In what areas of life do you think you bring positivity?" So Dan, what ways would you relate to this?
My presence is a present. Like,
that sounds like me. I like that.
I'm a gift to all of my friends.
Love that.
That's how I treat everybody. Like, when I say, hey, y'all, let's do this, like, they know it's a vibe. I don't care. We could be freaking playing ping pong butt naked in the public pool.
Why you gotta be butt naked?
It just sounds random and dumb, but like when like for me, it's like whenever I'm around and the people that I can bring is just like they know that it's a safe space. The people I'm bringing around them are safe people. Everybody knows it's a vibe. I call my house the Caucasian household, like on some Joanna scammers.
Your actual house? Oh.
Like I say, Dan's Caucasian household. Like you're cordially invited to Dan Caucasian household.
Is it like Full House?
Yeah, something like that.
That's a white ass house.
But why though? Is it because it's so open and like?
Because it's like, we in a generation where like a lot of us have like smaller apartments and stuff like that. But like for me, like I got a nice 3-bedroom, nice spacious living room into a dining room area to hold like 20-25 people, to actually have a big old game night, an annual Friendsgiving and stuff like that. I mean, this year I'm just like, I'm not doing it this year.
Damn, I was just about to say, yo.
Like, are we invited? But where does that come from, though? Is it projection of how you feel about yourself?
No, for me, it's just all jokes. Like, it was all jokes. Like, my sister, because me and my sister lived together, she hated it at first. She was like, why do you keep calling it the Caucasian household? But, again, I do blame social media, and I think about Joanna Scammer and then the whole Caucasian household type of stuff. And
I used to follow her.
That's how it kind of popped up. But it's definitely me myself as a whole. That is the best quality that I bring around people.
I love that.
I could definitely peep that. When we first met, the thing I talk to y'all about every time we meet a new guest, we kind of do a temperature check and just see what kind of vibe they got when we first meet them. I don't know this man from a can of paint 5 minutes in the conversation, we was like, yo, we got to stop talking because the podcast need to hear the type of
we
dude
do that
you
with
are.
all our guests, but with you specifically, I don't want to cut you off.
It's okay. That's what you do.
I'm sorry.
But it's all good. But that's what it's about, right? I think all three of us radiate that positivity. That's what we bring. Like, we just natural lights.
Right.
Like white people alcohol. So you can bring the natty lights to your Caucasian house. It's perfect.
Okay, I see what you did there.
For me, I think my positive light is through how I communicate, how I keep others inspired and motivated. And I didn't realize it until people started telling me. And it makes you feel good that your positive words of affirmation is going somewhere where people are really, really motivated. Sometimes they need it. And sometimes it just clicks at the right moment. And for anybody that I've helped out there, intentionally, unintentionally, thank you for helping me, because the more that y'all are inspired, I'm inspired. The more that I can say, Dana, you've inspired me, I get to push myself to another level. She's coming to another level with me and vice versa. So that's what the positivity is about. It's contagious.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
I would say, for me to answer the question, because I recently went to Arizona for about 2 weeks.
Sorry,
I
I lied to you, Martin.
You always say that, and it's not funny.
Arizona hot as balls.
Listen, like, the dry heat
That dry
is
heat
not
different.
for me. It was like pushing 100 like every single day.
Well,
So
off topic, but Dubai heat,
it's worse.
115.
Yeah. Well, that's how Arizona was.
Yeah,
like
that
August,
was-
September, the worst time to go. But I went for family matters that I just had to be there to support.
That's the second TV show we talked about today.
Family matters?
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, because it's Full House and then Family Matters. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Dana.
Anyway, you talk about cutting people off. So, yeah, I was out there mainly supporting my grandmother, because I can talk about it now. She had back surgery. Her surgery was about 6 hours long. And I want to say, like, the recovery was a lot. Like, I've never been through something like that in my life. So just being there to support. And I actually had my aunt tell me, she was like, just having you here and just your positive spirit and your just uplifting nature helped push my grandma through. So yeah, I would say for me, like, I just always feel like I've always known I've had a very nurturing and just upbeat, motivating personality, but just to hear that and like see it in action in different times during those 2 weeks, I was like, damn, like I'm really like that. Like, I'm really that person that brings that healing to people's lives.
That's good.
Shout out to you. Shout out to
Big
Nana.
blessings, big
Nana, we
blessings.
all
Thank
love you,
you.
Nana.
Yeah, Nana, we love you. Yeah. So okay, this was
Cheers.
very sentimental. Jesus, I'm about to start crying.
It's okay. No, we going
right.
switch gears a little bit
I
because
messed that makeup
we
up.
want to get into Dan Andre. We want to know. We want to know
Dan
what
Andre, the brand.
the brand. We
Jesus
want to know what
Christ.
that means.
Yeah, he got his shirt on. He got a jersey.
Jersey.
Team Dan Andre, love that.
Sir, yes, sir.
So what does that mean? Like, where did that come from and where did it start?
So, Jesus. April 6th, 2011. My bad.
Oh, I was about to say 2001.
Nah,
How old
nah,
are
She
you?
wasn't even born.
I'm 34.
My bad.
So, April 6th, 2011.
Okay.
Wild Bull, shout out Patterson area.
Oh wow.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I never been.
It's
I
small.
always wanted to go. It's closed now, right?
And it's bulldozed down. Like it's
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
gone.
it's
over.
gone.
Rest in peace, Wild Bull. But so I used to hang out with a group of friends. Well, I still do hang out with a group of my friends. They were part of a specific crew known as F5. But at that time, like as me getting to know them, I really wasn't part of that group. So a lot of times it would just be like F5 and Dan Andre and stuff like
So
that.
y'all were like a separate entity.
At the time, yeah, before
Okay.
I actually got fully affiliated. And it was just me, my friend Amber, and my friend Alyssa. Shout out Amber and Alyssa. And there was just like, forget that. You're not just Dan Andre, you're Team Dan Andre. And I'm like, and then it was just like, yeah, like that's me right there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's how it kind of like built up because I was formerly known as Matrix City. So that was my promoter name back in the day.
Oh.
So my promoter / old Twitter name.
So you used to host like parties.
No, he used to
and,
be
like,
in everybody's inbox inviting them to the club.
Okay.
He was a
So
party
pretty much,
promoter.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a party promoter for I used to promote for Cali Cal. I actually started promoting at my college.
What school you went to?
Bloomfield.
Okay.
Bloomfield. Okay.
Yeah.
From college.
So I did a lot of.
So what got you into promoting? Was that something you always like? Was like, oh, let me like get into this crowd because I like going out, or is because like your friends always supported it?
I think it was a mixture of the fact that like the support. So when I was a freshman in college, like I was coming straight from South Jersey, Burlington City to be exact. Like
I work in Mount Laurel. That's like right there. Right?
Yeah. So I'm New York born, but I'm Jersey raised. So going from there, being to junior high and high school in South Jersey the whole time was a big change for me. So coming back up here, and it's like, dang, like why so many folks from Newark and Jersey City got dreads and what's with all this Wu-Tanging? I thought y'all were done Wu-Tanging, like, because South Jersey we were doing that like for like at least
been doing that.
That was
we not about to give South Jersey no
South
credit
Jersey
or no
North
swag.
Jersey.
Sorry, that's
I'm not gonna okay, South Jersey Philly area was like they were doing that for a while.
Okay.
Before I got up here, and then it's like, oh, they had Wu-Tang Champ and meeting people like Walla and all that stuff like that, and it was a point I started getting active into school, started being in a lot of clubs and organizations, and I started doing stuff, meeting leaders, certain events. Once my sophomore year hit, that's when like my popularity grew and people started getting to know me more. And me and my boy Drew, shout out Drew, we were pretty much outside a lot, going out to parties.
Reasons why he's on the We Outside Our podcast.
So it kind of just got into that, and what got me fully into the promoting was 2009, 2010. I promoted a party for Bloomfield College where I got DJ Cali Cal and DJ Walla to both DJ at the party.
By the way, side note, we're still waiting on both of them to come on the podcast. So, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, go ahead.
And I did a lot of non-school appropriate ways of promoting the party.
Okay.
A lot of things that kind of went against regulation. And pretty much I was able to get about 425 people into like what it was supposed to be a 300 capacity party.
Okay.
And got caught, had to take the L, had to do.
Did it get shut down?
Like no, they went with it.
Okay.
They let it go. They let it rock. But while I became public enemy number one with my college, because a lot of stuff that I had to do from then on in were just nothing but community service. Like I couldn't get paid for freshman orientation leaderships, for anything I do with DJing, like any of that stuff. Like strictly had to be community service from until I graduated.
Damn.
But outside of that, a lot of the other party promoters started actually
like copying what you were doing.
Not copying, but like they acknowledged me. They were like, "Yo, that's the kid from Bloomfield College." I got Walla and Cali Cal, because around that time they were the biggest DJs in Jersey for us. So to get them both and convince them that like you're gonna do this, we paid them and all that stuff like that, it kind of blossomed on. And then Cali Cal put me under his wing, and then I was promoting for him. Pretty much I was team Cali Cal for a good about year or so. So doing a lot of 466. Again,
What's 466?
It was a club.
It was a club. Okay.
Yeah, you a baby.
I tried to tell you.
I didn't really I kind of went out. Shut up. So I kind of went out in college, like my freshman year, but I wasn't really outside like that.
Yeah.
And I went to King, so King University.
It's all in the same.
It's all in the same area, but like I wasn't big on like going out to club. I would pop out every now and then,
She
but
would do her homework.
I heard about Wild Bull. So what? Like it got me into IT.
Did you go to Mango's?
I heard about Mango's.
Oh my God, that means she ain't go.
I didn't go to Mango's.
Did they have Miami back in the? You went to Club Miami, right?
Oh, I went to Miami.
No,
not Club Miami.
Club Miami. First off,
can we get off of me and talk about?
We gotta go to you
Team
because
Andre?
this is a very important story. So, as a Kane alum, I'm not technically an alumni. I didn't graduate from that godforsaken place.
Not you trying to
Jesus
shame
Christ.
Kane because you didn't graduate.
They wasn't accredited when I was there.
Now
so-
they're accredited.
Okay, I'm glad you're accredited because I
Yes,
wouldn't
it's
have been.
accredited now.
But Club Miami was like the size of this room,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody just packed that. Like it was packed every single day.
Yeah, I heard Wild Boat was like that. Like you was in there like
Jersey, we
sardines.
got busy.
We did what we had to do with what we had to provide, because there were times where we did have huge spaces, and then there were times where we had like the Classicos or Rustico or Red Zone that was in Patterson, not the one that was in Sayreville, Deco, Abyss.
Abyss, I went there. Okay. Well, fast forward from your promoter life.
So now what pretty much pushed out, it was just like when people started pushing, it was like, yo, they started seeing like I got creative. I ran for like Bloomfield, like King for like our homecoming.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I started doing my design, stuff like that. Team Dan Andre, vote Team Dan Andre, and stuff like that. And it was at that moment, it was like people knew Dan Andre, but they didn't realize that that was my full name. So when they were voting, I lost by one vote.
Because somebody voted for Dan and somebody voted for Andre.
Pretty much.
Wow, people are dumb.
So it was more of a case of like I wanted to pretty much elevate myself just to be like, here's a reminder, like, you know, like I'm that nigga in certain cases. So eventually I started getting into pins. So like I had buttons that said Team Dan Andre approved. People would buy them. I used to be in a club, literally like a book bag of pins and like selling them for like $3. I used to
That's smart. I love the
like,
entrepreneurship.
yeah. And then eventually somebody was like, yo, Dan, like you should throw that on a shirt. And I was like, damn, I never even thought about that. And I had the connections. My boy Taj actually hooked me up with somebody that did vinyl. And eventually printed my first shirt, and it kind of like took off from there. I just started doing stuff for myself first, and then eventually like started doing like personal orders for other people. And I want to say by 2015, that's when I first had like teamdanandre.bigcartel.com, and then eventually bought my own domain, and then I have teamdanandre.com right now.
So are you making your own stuff now, or are you still using outsourcing for your material?
Right now it's still outsourcing, but more of like a print on demand, mainly because I've just gotten so busy now, because I'm again full-time accountant. Sometimes I DJ. I also do fitness coaching.
Are you Jamaican?
No,
Jamaicans be having mad jobs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm half Puerto Rican, half Dominican.
Ooh,
So
we love
that's
that.
not Jamaican.
Okay.
Half West Indian, half Spanish. That's it.
Yes, we love that mix. So my question is, right, you have all of these things going on. You're literally an entrepreneur and also a full-time accountant. Now, with the accounting, was that something you went to school for?
Yes.
Okay, so that was like the day job. This is my moneymaker, and okay, and then everything else kind of just transpired from there and kind of, made itself a thing.
It was funny because like being in college, like everybody used to see me in the creative arts technology rooms, like doing my designs, because I didn't have Photoshop in my computer. I was doing all my stuff like straight off the cat rooms, and they were like, "Yo, Dan, what's your major?" I'm like, "I'm an accountant. I'm an accounting major." And they was like, "What?" So again, seeing that, and even now as an adult, when people see me, they're just like, "Yo, what do you do? Like, what is your job?" I'm like, "I'm an accountant."
Okay, so let's talk about your clothing line, because we kind of touched on this before we started recording the podcast, and just your catchy names. So one of the names was it Clap Cheeks?
No, Spread Cheeks, Not Hate.
Yes, Spread Cheeks, Not Hate.
I think we subscribe to that mentality.
Like, I feel like that's really important.
Yeah. But where do these little, like, names come from? Like, is it you or is it inspiration? Because I think that's
It's a mix of both. I mean, it's like I started off, like, Team Dan Andre Approved was, like, one of my first ones. And then I did Perv Life.
Not perv life.
So it was kind of like a battle like against there was some like people doing like creep life, but like
I remember that.
But I was like more like let's do that because like I was more I'm an ass guy, so it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So and then eventually I got into like hugs and booty rubs, and then as time went on, and then I had a whole like a run like at least 2 years where I had like Yes Lord boy shorts. Mm-hmm. So that like went crazy for a good chunk of a while. And then
do we have pictures of any models?
Yeah, if you could send me everything afterwards, and I'll post it on the screen. No, I'm gonna post it for our viewers to see.
Yeah, we want to see.
And then I think one of my bigger highlights was when I did I sponsored a football game in Brooklyn for like breast cancer awareness. Mm-hmm. And I actually had like girls like Brittany Renner, Bernice Burgos, Kaylin Garcia.
Tell me more.
Juju. They all like had custom jerseys I made for them for the football game. Everything was going good, but again,
I hear
something happened.
So
no pun intended.
So there's like I'm gonna give you the situation. You in I got pictures of all of them.
Okay, yeah, you
got you. But
a mess.
It's like again like 2013, 14, and it's like over 100 women in there. Like so, like I'm gassed up. I'm like I'm in a big space. Like these are women like all around from America, like doing Instagram this for a great cause. Yep. Yeah, Instagram girls, like normal women, like
the ones that was on Booty Talk 88.
Yeah, like
okay,
like I think like Lil' Kim cousin was over there, all that stuff. There was some random people, but it was cool. Mm-hmm. But again, you in Brooklyn, middle of August, doing a flag football game event, and you serving these women liquor.
Did they start fighting?
Well, he be doing big ass parties. No pun intended again.
But he said they started fighting.
They legit started scrapping. Like it was like
why?
It went like so.
What caused that?
Liquor
and rage because
was it like the game just got too serious?
It got too serious and legit. Like one of them said, "Hey, if you hit me a certain way, like wait till we switch from offense to defense. I'm gonna do the same thing to you."
Flag football get crazy. I was involved in a flag football fight. I didn't actually fight. We don't talk about it. It's open case.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, it got real reckless. I just remember the MC going no, because I'm over here recording Bernice Burgos looking all good and everything, and then I just hear the no, and I turn around and then you see people jumping off the stands, so they get in there, they start scrapping. Oh
my God.
The coordinator starts scrapping.
I know the cops came.
Oh yeah. Bad. It was bad.
We need to go to some of his parties. That's what we need to do.
Do you still have parties?
Nah.
The Caucasian house.
You recently had a field day.
Yes.
Right? Which is now annual. So
yes.
like what sparked the field day? I was gonna go to that, but I was double booked that day.
Is that the one with Kayla?
Kayla went, but it was like a big field day of people, like an adult field day, like kickball and
I was gonna go too, but I
refs. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
So like talk about that.
So I got a DM from one of my friends, and they sent me one from like down south, and it was like, "Yo, Dan, like you really need to bring this like up here." Mm-hmm. And this was summer 2021, so it was like the first year of COVID and everything. So I'm like, you know what? Like I could actually try something like this. Mm-hmm. So it was me, my friend Fran, and my friend Crystal, like, and I was like, yo, like let's see what we can do here. Like Crystal, you got the food. Fran, like, you know, you got the
Fran
helping me out. Shout out Fran with Friendly. Like Fran be friendly. Friends with Fran. Shout out Fran. Like if you don't have a friend like Fran, like I don't know.
What is a friend like Fran? What does Fran do?
She's just
Fran.
Is she like the organizer?
Yes.
Okay.
Fran for me has been always a clutch individual as a whole, probably throughout my whole run, majority of my run, and as Team Dan Andre, the brand, like creative director, always hooking me up with people that like is essential with modeling and stuff like that.
Like will connect you with different people that will essentially help your brand.
She was the first person that was able to connect me with people that were models from my island, from Dominica. Like, so for me, that was personally like a first for me. That was always going to be dope. And the fact that one of them ended up being my cousin. So
but you didn't know?
I didn't know that was my cousin.
Wow. How'd you find out that was your cousin?
We had the same last name, and then we both started like asking our family members like, yo, and it was like, yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, this is a small ass world. But
yo, everyone needs a friend like Fran.
Everybody needs a friend like
Fran is friendly. She went to Beyonce concert recently.
But yeah, back to field day. Now we're doing on the third year. We introduced the slip and slide. We had more vendors, food vendors.
I've seen the pictures with the vendors. I think that's super dope too, just to bring small businesses to a place where they can essentially sell their stuff too, and just be a part of like that whole process of getting their stuff out there. So
yeah, and it's like you want to do like more. Especially with the food, the health. I mean, yeah, I had hookah. Yeah, I had some weed. But, not everybody going to play. Not everybody going to do stuff. People like to chill, look cute and stuff. So.
Is it like prizes given out for like performance?
Actually did medals for the winners of our
because I would have won everything. That's why I'm kind of glad I didn't go. I'm still athletic.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because you was just talking about how you don't like going to the gym. We're gonna get into that. Hold on. Because Dan is also a personal trainer.
I got a 6-pack under the flap.
And we want to just talk about the importance of working out. At least for me, because I do work out. I've always worked out.
She take pictures.
Can I finish? Home. Like, you know what's funny? I don't take pictures when I'm in the gym. Like, I'll take pictures of the equipment because I'm here, but like, I look fucking crazy when I go to the gym because I kind of like zone in and I'm like, I'm here to do this, this, and this and be out. Like, I'm not one of those girls that want to take pictures and look cute. Like, no. But for me, I started working out when I first graduated high school. And like I had different people in my family, especially my grandma, who talked about the importance of working out, especially when you get older and your body starts to break down because, you're in that space in life where like you're about 80 years old and things just don't really work properly. But if you start working out at a younger age, it's like literally like a life-changing thing. So you're not on a whole bunch of medication. You're not on you don't have a walker and stuff like that. So shout out to Nana. I always shout her out, but I love her. Anyway, so when I started working out in college, I had roommates who we went regularly. Like, we literally worked out like 4 times out the week. We did Zumba classes. And it was cool because, like, we did it together, but, like, we also wanted nice bodies. And I want to say once I got closer to 30 and things started to slow down a little bit and, like, being a woman, like, you do tend to hold pounds when you get close to your 30s. So it was even more important for me to, like, work out regularly. So for me, it's more so a lifestyle. So can you talk about the importance of, like, why you think working out is essential?
Well, similar to you, I do it for my family. So, like, my family has had the issues like diabetes and high cholesterol, high blood pressure, things of that nature. So, a lot of my workouts is pretty much to kind of be influential towards my family members and, like, people that are around me. It did influence my mom actually to work out more and everything like that.
Spreading that positivity.
Yeah.
She did lose the weight and everything. She's now actually vegan. So it's been a dope experience for her. She gives me like little recipes to check out and everything.
Shout out to your mom. Can we get a bomb drop for his mom?
Yeah, people love my mom, and it's like it's something else because she be mid-50s and loving it, and then it's like she's a vibe as a whole, and she supports me so much. Like, I knew she supported me when she bought a Real Booties Matter shirt. And I was like, I love you though,
like,
mama.
Don't wear this around
Mama,
me.
I love you.
But
I'm not going to touch it.
Like, it's just like, okay, I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's after a while, it's just like I always wanted to see how far I could go, like how much I can push myself, how much strength I can build. And like I said, I mean, like that one video said, I just like looking good, booty bone naked. So it's like
playing ping pong and pool.
Is that the only motivation? Is like looking good? Well, you said it's like family stuff too.
But yeah, the majority is family stuff.
Yeah.
But like I like seeing the progress. I like seeing how much I can lift. I like seeing like how much I can do. Whether it's powerlifting, weightlifting, weight training, or HIIT, stuff like that. So
I have a question for y'all, and this may be what
I don't go to the gym.
No, I know this isn't for you. This isn't for you, but it's a little controversial. So I've been to different seminars where they say certain illnesses are either man-made or they're reversible. Specifically diabetes. I don't know if it's one or two, the one where you don't take insulin. So I don't know which one that is. But I've heard that depending on your diet, depending on like you working out, if you do have diabetes, that is something that you can reverse. So in my family, there are certain people like my grandma, my aunts, like multiple aunts that have suffered from diabetes, and I have a little cousin who she has like is it adolescent diabetes where you take the insulin regularly because her sugar it like drastically drops or it drastically goes high.
Like the dinosaurs?
Like, he's so immature. It's annoying sometimes.
Did you hear it?
It's dramatic.
today.
Anyways, I'm talking about something serious and you fucking me up. So anyway, how do y'all feel about that? Like, do you think that because it's also a mindset thing too, right? And a lifestyle change where you're eating a certain way and you have to change that in order to get rid of your diabetes. Now, some people, they're willing to go on pills and medications, but not change their eating habits, even though it's extreme to where you have a chronic illness. Yeah, a disease. So for me, it's like that's another motivation to work out because diabetes is so prevalent in my family. I'm like, well, I don't think this is something that I would suffer from. Like, I don't think it's genetics, just based off like my lifestyle.
Well, you said something at the beginning. You talked about is diabetes or some of these diseases man-made, right? I also think some of the addictions that we adhere to are also man-made, like fast food, because it's a reason we can't shake that.
Oh yeah.
It's like when we watch
They have additives in it.
Yeah, it's like when we watched They Clone Tyrone, how the chicken had the people doing certain things. We saw what happened with Popeyes. It was definitely cracking with that chicken.
And the chicken sandwiches.
It was
Everyone was making reaction videos. I did too.
It's a chicken salad. I'm sorry.
You did what?
I made a reaction video. No one can see it. All my videos on YouTube are private because, like, that's not who I am anymore. We said do not disturb.
She must have kept calling.
Okay.
But I do think that that's a problem, right? Where even people that are fit, it's like McDonald's is right there. Chick-fil-A is right there. I can eat that every day.
That's a huge issue in a lot of gyms. A lot of gyms are always by some fast food restaurant. Like, because I've caught myself a few times. Like,
It's a cheat day.
Yeah, I'll go to Chick-fil-A if I'm doing
I'll have
fast food.
How we usually, my boy says it best. Like, have a cheat meal, don't have a cheat day. Like, if you limit yourself to just one thing once in a while, that's one thing. But if you're gonna go to Wendy's right after your workout 3-4 times a day, you kind of defeating the purpose,
right?
You know, because again, that's the excess oils and trans fats and
the
saturated fats and
fake
all the
meat.
Right.
I blame TV, and I'm gonna tell you why. You know, when we grew up, we used to watch Popeye the Cellar Man.
Didn't that come out in the 50s?
It came out in the 50s, but do you know what Popeye was famous for? Spinach, right?
Yes.
It had everybody wanting to eat
They
spinach.
don't have cartoons like that anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they
but
don't encourage you. Like when we watched Rugrats, they told you not to eat broccoli, even though broccoli's not real, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't know if I agree 100% because I do feel like there are people who have addictive personalities where like certain things, if it is fast food, if it is prescription drugs, alcohol, whatever, like any little thing, even though they have certain things within these substances that trigger that in your brain, right? That'll make you addicted. But for me, it's like it's a choice.
Yes.
Like you make that choice every day to go to a fast food place rather than cook your food or buy food from the store and make it. Yes, it does take.
Where does the choice come from now?
The choice is you.
It's personal choice.
Yeah, but
it's definitely personal.
you do have the everyday commercials, but
Exactly.
TV is addiction as well.
Yes.
Like if you're constantly sitting in front of the TV watching commercials about Burger King and McDonald's, it programs your brain to go get that subconsciously without you even knowing.
And now we have these hyper interactive ads that basically take our thoughts into our phones. So the moment that we leave out of here, we're going to have Chick-fil-A and Burger King ads all through our phones. So how do you avoid that?
You have to create discipline for yourself. That's
It's all
how I
about
feel.
like that's the main the thing with working out. It's all about discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lifestyle change.
according to
as
the
a
internet.
whole. A lifestyle change as a whole is all about discipline. You got to make sure that if you want to make this change for yourself, you got to let some things go. Like for myself, like. Yeah, I was lifting heavy and everything, but I still injured myself, and there are certain things that I had to let go in order for myself to successfully recover. So, like, I'm taking more fiber in. I'm making sure I'm eating better. I've been caffeine free for the past 2 weeks, alcohol free.
Yeah.
Haven't had any fast food. So, and I visually see myself lighter. So tomorrow is actually my first day back will be my first day back at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So like to see myself now, I'm not going back to powerlifting immediately just because just getting back into the thick of things, but like just to get that pump in and everything.
Yeah, you said something that was. Let me get mine off first. But Dan just said something that was super important. You said, "I see myself lighter." Now, that's actually something that I think over the past few months I've been doing. Like, I'm seeing my future self. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm seeing myself more disciplined with different projects within my life that I'm working on. I see how I want to be when I'm consistent in the gym. So once I see who I want to be, it's like every single day I need to do what that person is doing. Mm-hmm. So I can relate to that.
Now, you said that you established discipline. Mm-hmm. When did you establish that in your mind?
When did I establish discipline?
And how?
I think it was like when there were days I used to just test myself, or not even days, like months that I test myself. So like there would be a month where I did like nothing but vegan food. Mm-hmm. So I went straight vegan, seeing how that went, and then there was a time that like I was strictly no red meat for the longest time, and it's hard because like West Indian, a nigga love oxtails.
I love oxtails.
But
there's no S. It's oxtail. Y'all can't do that.
Whatever.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But outside of that, it's just been a case of just seeing how strong I could be and seeing what I could let go of. And I feel like at this current moment, it's probably my strongest of discipline at the moment. Even though like it's under certain circumstances, but it's just gotten to a point where like I feel like I don't need it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So as somebody who lacks discipline, and this does not have to be simply from a working out perspective, but a general overview, what advice would you give somebody to say, hey, this is how you create discipline. This is where it starts, the building blocks, the foundation. What would you say would be that?
First off, I would say don't set a date, start now.
Yes.
If you
I was on it.
If you wait for
Marv was
it.
on it too.
Everybody wants us to do like, I'm gonna start Monday. I'm gonna start like, let's start on a new week.
I hate when people say that.
It's the worst thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, New Year's resolutions.
Yeah,
shit
like
that.
don't New Year, new me. Like start now. Start tomorrow. Start as soon as possible. Start and then do it gradually. Mm-hmm. So if you feel like when you start a positive habit, you're gonna start. It's going to be something new, something that you're not used to. Mm-hmm. Once you develop and keep that habit, that bad habit is going to leave out and then be replaced with that good habit. So.
And I think it takes, how long? Like 90 days to break an old habit?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So just to reiterate what you just said, I would agree to create discipline is like because I'm all about choices, right? Like I just said that. And I think every single day you have an opportunity to be a better version of yourself.
Right.
So if you see yourself as this person, or like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I can like be more fit, go to the gym. I wish I can like learn this skill. Why can't you? I think a lot of people, when they put that in their minds and say, oh, I wish I could do that, you're so lucky, or I can't do that, they're automatically setting themselves up for failure. Because it's like, well, how about you change that mind, like that thought, into like, well, let me try, like let me do a little at a time, and then like progressively do more. And that builds discipline, and that builds that version of yourself that you potentially want to become, you know, in the future.
And I think a lot of people think everyone is on the same level.
Right.
And they see it as offensive if what Dan can do can take a week, but what I can do, I got to take 3 months. And it's like, your time is your time, your path is your path. You just got to stick to it. You just got to deal with it. And if you're disciplined and if you're determined, you can get there. Like, I know under this flab, I got these abs, and it's not going to take me that long to get it back.
Right. But when you going to start to get it back?
First off, he said gradually. Okay?
But every single day, you got to make a choice.
Gradually, right?
Okay.
I'm going to get there.
Let him cook.
Right? You know,
He could cook.
First
But
off,
when do you want to start is what I'm saying.
First off, I was going to tell you during my happy hour moment, but since you want to I'm going to just slide it in there,
Go
okay?
ahead.
I just got off a cruise, so, you know, I ain't gained an extra, like, 17 pounds, right? I just went on the scale. My grandfather, I told him it was 183. It was actually 223.
Why
Don't
you
tell
lying
nobody.
to your grandfather?
Because he be trying to make fun of me, talking about, oh, you got a little fat. You know?
That's motivation.
That's not motivation.
No,
that's mean.
grandparents,
disrespect.
That's mean.
grandparents,
That's
so they'll
disrespect.
tell you when you gaining weight. My grandma does that. She's like, oh, your tummy's a little chubby. And I'm like,
That is
I'm
a-
on my period.
That is a West Indian.
Yeah.
But coming off the cruise, I told myself, unfortunately, I did set myself a date. I told myself, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to stop eating fast food, and I'm not going to drink.
Okay.
I got one of them. I haven't drank.
Good job.
Yep.
That's progress,
Yep.
right?
So my apartment complex, it does have a 24-hour gym. I haven't used it yet,
But you plan to?
but I will
Okay.
tomorrow.
All
Or the
right.
day after that, one of them days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
I even made this bomb soup. It was very, very spicy. Had
You
nothing but
cooked.
vegetables.
I didn't know
Yeah.
you could cook.
Man, I was chefing it up. I should have took a picture. It was fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I had nothing
"Oh,
but
Lord Jesus,
nothing
it's
but
so
quality vegetables in there. Zucchinis, squashes. I had broccoli.
Squash is not plural.
Squash.
It's
Yeah,
squash. You said
It's
squashes.
not. There's 2 squash.
But it's not squashes.
Okay, my bad. We the correction police today.
Yeah, you the grammar
You
police too.
started.
Right.
Man, I'm making stuff up.
Right.
Thank you, Marvin.
Bamboozled, right.
Yeah, because y'all doing the most right now. You just
Well,
let me-
since you started us with
I
our
didn't
happy
finish.
hour moments. Are you still going with the
Yes.
soup? Okay.
No, I was going with my happy hour.
Go ahead.
So, anyways, I'm gonna stop eating Chick-fil-A this week.
Okay.
I got 2 more days to eat it though.
Yeah,
Just got off a cruise. Shout out to Virgin Voyages. All adults, no kids cruise.
That looks so fun from your pictures.
It was, man, I just had the time of my goddamn life. I like jumping into water and fully clothed. Sorry, I know you like to not have clothes on jumping in the water, but me, I like jumping in fully clothed, just splashing. Remember, I almost got in a fight because I went to the pool party and was splashing.
Yeah.
And these niggas didn't want to get wet.
Right.
Sorry that you're at a pool party. Don't want to get wet.
I hate
I
people
like
that.
I like to get wet.
It's a pool party.
You know?
Right. Like, why go to a pool party?
What do you mean?
Like, we was
what do you
turning up.
mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was a very different experience, a very tolerant cruise. If I don't want to make this sound like offensive, but if you don't like drag shows or a lot of gay people and different things like that, this might not be the
They
cruise
know
for
how
you.
to party though.
No,
right?
first off, we met this group of gay people. This sounds crazy, but
It does.
it's
sound
okay.
crazy.
They were so cool. They were so cool.
Okay.
And we were doing like a because we like mind games and different things like that because we're like nerds. It was like trivia and stuff like that. And it was like 6 of them and they was beating us. So we was like, fuck that. We about to beat them. I cheated on one thing. They don't know that I cheated because they don't know me in real life. But they ended up like, yo, you guys are so good. There was 6 of us and only 2 of you, and you almost beat us. Come on, let's get drinks. Let's do karaoke. And they were just so cool. Very gay. like I'm talking about the one dude, he was at the drag show and he let the drag show. And I didn't really want to see all that.
What?
But
Wait, so he like showed and revealed himself?
It was more so what he was wearing. It was just very, very
like
revealing.
flamboyant. Oh, revealing.
But
Okay.
it was cool because
Okay.
it's like everybody's just being themselves, being free. A lot of upside down pineapples, you know? And it was just a really, really freeing experience.
Wait, isn't upside down pineapple means swinger?
It was a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't understand.
Oh, that's my favorite movie.
You said that, Blank Man. Okay, well, it sounds like you had a blast.
I had a
So
blast.
shout out to Virgin
Shout out
Voyages.
Virgin Voyages.
I might do that for my 30th next year because I want to do a cruise as well, adults only. I don't know, what cruise line yet, but like once I figure that out, I'm just sending the invite to everybody. So I'll send it to
As
you too,
should.
Dan.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. Okay.
Clothes on, though.
What?
Tell them to keep his clothes on.
Okay, so yeah, Aaron started the happy hour moment. Dan, just to let you know what that is, that's basically something that we are waiting to come to fruition, or we're happy that we experienced it, or something that we just want to share that is memorable. So do you have a happy hour moment?
Happy hour moment.
If not, why you think I can go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I have a few. So one specifically is thank God that my grandma is doing well. She's currently in rehab. She's at a rehab facility in Arizona. So she's been there for about a week and a half now. And both of my aunts have been rotating, staying with her for the night. And I do want to mention, though, like, you don't know how bad our healthcare in this country is until you're dealing with it personally. And the thing specifically with nursing homes is she's in an area where she has like scheduled narcotics, like medication where she has to take. And they're very understaffed, number one. And number two, I've seen firsthand where like, because they have like bells and lights on like their door, and the patient, they'll click it when they need assistance. So they'll click it and the shit will be dinging for like 30, 40 minutes before a nurse comes by. And I remember I was leaving my grandma's room one day and she had someone next to her. The light was like flashing for a minute and the person was literally like yelling like, help, somebody help me. And it just like really touched my heart. And I went to a nurse and I was like, hey, there's someone in that room who's like yelling for help. They need assistance. And no shade for the nurses who actually do their jobs at nursing homes, but this particular one, she was on the couch, literally a couple feet away from the room, and on the phone.
Bitch,
Like, just like, yeah. And I went up to her. I was like, there's a woman literally like yelling for help. So can you go assist her? She was like, oh yeah, of course. Like, I'm going right now. But I was like, damn, thank God my grandma has like family to be there. Cause especially when you don't have family to be there with you, they take advantage of that shit and they don't do what they're supposed to do. So shout out to the family that's actually helping out their elderly family who are in these nursing homes or in the hospital, like being there and like showing the hospital that someone actually cares for this person. That goes a very long way. So
And that negligent treatment really contributes to diminishing health. So
Yeah.
it's like, not just are they not getting the adequate care that they're supposed to receive, but it's like that's also interaction time where a person's family might not be there and you not being the support system.
You're the only person who like can help them in this time of need. And the section she's in, like they truly have like a scheduled time for literally pain medication, so they're suffering. So it was just really fucked up to see. But my grandma, she's in recovery, thank God, and she'll be out hopefully next week. And like I'm very, very happy about that. I also have a lot of other personal family stuff going on, and I just want like prayers to something that's going on right now. And like,
Do you want me to read a scripture? I don't know. No, I was going to Google
Why you be fucking playing?
Like,
Stop it.
Like,
in all honesty, we definitely love our families. Like,
love on your families, guys, because we only have one, and as dysfunctional as they may be, that's still your one family. So, yeah, Dan, do you have a happy hour moment?
I guess shameless plug. Right now, I'm doing the We Made It campaign.
Okay.
So it's for breast cancer awareness. Doing it as a limited release. I did the We Made It campaign because, you know, I feel like, especially going back to appreciating our family, my mother and my aunt were both breast cancer survivors.
Wow.
So, and I feel like if it had it not be for the support of family, I'll say my aunt, she has her four kids and gaggle of nieces and nephews, and then my mom, she has me, my sister, and my dad, pretty much helping her and pretty much supported her. I feel like we made it as warriors, we made it as survivors, and made it as a family. So all the proceeds are going to go towards Living Beyond Breast Cancer, which is a nonprofit organization. And I just feel like once my mom bought it and my aunt bought pieces, like, it kind of really touched my heart, because just at the end of the day, I do it for them. I don't do this for me.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And a couple years ago, I did another one. It was said just protect her and her homegirls. So.
Well, you got our support.
Yeah,
send us the link.
like, send us the link. We'll put all of that in the description, guys, if you do want to donate.
And we all know cancer survivors. My grandfather is a cancer survivor, so that resonates with us. And it's not just cancer; it's all diseases. Any way that we can support our family, our loved ones, we're gonna do what we got to do, because support is free, even if it costs us a little bit. You know, let's look out for each other.
Yes, but this was fun. Like, we're coming to an end, so thank you, Dan, for joining us today.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to you. And guys, if you do want to join this middle seat,
Go ahead.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm chime in after you get there.
Okay. Guys, if you want to join this middle seat, or, you know, like, ask for advice, you can hit our Gmail at woawpod@gmail.com.
And Dan is a dope supporter of our Instagram, where we were able to connect and communicate. He's a supporter of ours. We appreciate him so much for that, right? That's what we love to do, to interact with each and every one of y'all. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, so y'all can join this seat too. You know, we love interacting with the people who interact with us.
It's a comfy seat. It's nice and comfy.
Is it?
Yeah, Marvin, he got new chairs. You know, he got new chairs.
Did he?
Yeah, he got them from Bloomingdale's.
He didn't.
I got money.
Why you be lying on Marvin?
Ask him.
He said no.
With that being said,
Oh God, with that being said, guys, we outside and we out.